Thank you, Chairman Klein, Ranking Member Miller, and members of the committee for inviting me here today to testify. As was stated, my name is Tom Luna, and I am the Superintendent of Public Instruction for the great state of Idaho and the current President of the Council of Chief State School Officers. Again, I want to thank Chairman Klein for these proposals to reauthorize the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965, what today we refer to as No Child Left Behind. I am pleased to be here today to discuss how to best preserve and advance the focus on ensuring that all children have access to high-quality education opportunities and ensure that they are all prepared for success after graduation. States have demonstrated that they are staunchly committed to raising the bar with college and career-ready standards for all students, and we believe that federal policy must support the ultimate goal of ensuring that all students graduate from high school prepared to go on to post-secondary education and the workforce, and once they get there, they do not need remediation. We urgently need for Congress to reauthorize the ESEA law because for the past 10 years, American schools have lived under a law that I have referred to as, it reminds me of the old Clint Eastwood movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because there's a little bit of all of that found in this law. The good is that No Child Left Behind has placed a spotlight on student achievement in America with a heavy focus on math and reading. It has had a specific focus on disadvantaged students, and it has established grade level proficiency as the target for every child. The bad is that the current law doesn't recognize student growth. So schools have numerous ways to not meet state goals, but very few avenues to demonstrate success. The ugly, because the law has not been authorized in a timely manner, going on 5 years, it has become a stumbling block to state and local education reforms. The longer reauthorization stalls, the uglier the law becomes, and the good parts become overshadowed. Thankfully, states have not waited for the federal government to act on ESEA, and we have acted on our own to advance meaningful, state-driven levels of high accountability. There is a renaissance happening all across the country when it comes to education reform to better help our students meet the needs of the 21st century. In Idaho, for example, last year we passed the most comprehensive education reform laws in the country. We implemented a robust statewide pay-for-performance plan, giving our teachers the opportunity to not only be recognized but financially rewarded for their great work. We created a 21st century schools by making historic investments in technology for teachers and students and quality-focused professional development for all teachers. We've eliminated tenure. We've eliminated antiquated last hired, first fired laws. We've adopted academic standards that are equal to any other academic standards in the world. And today in Idaho, 50% of a teacher's evaluation is tied to student achievement, and parental input must be part of a teacher evaluation. Idaho's not alone. More than 30 states last year passed some form of comprehensive education reform legislation and has led to increased levels of accountability. We know states are willing and ready to take the lead. And how do we know this? It's because they have. Just look at the Common Core standards as just one example. Today, 45 states have worked together with CCSO to develop, adopt, and implement college and career-ready standards for all public schools. This was a state-led effort and voluntary. The federal government did not lead in this effort, nor did it compel states to participate. And states did not stop there. We are also collaborating to build the next generation of assessments aligned to these higher standards. Now that we have the standards in place and are working towards the next generation of assessments, we must have new systems of increased accountability, and 45 states are working with CCSSO to develop and adopt next-generation accountability principles aimed at ensuring better outcomes for all students. In short, state and local leaders are not running from accountability and improvement. We are stepping up and embracing high levels of it on our own accord. And now we need for Congress to reauthorize ESEA to recognize states' rights and give states the flexibility and authority to continue this great work. What I'm suggesting is a 10th Amendment approach to the federal government's role in education, where states define the federal government's role in education rather than the other way around. This is already happening around the country as governors, state superintendents, legislators, and others have helped to move education reform forward. So I commend Chairman Klein for offering a bill that acknowledges and respects that it is the state and local leaders who are driving education reform. Specifically, we support the elements of the Student Access or Success Act and Encouraging Innovation and Effective Teachers Act that and we have a number of different points that we support, Mr. Chairman, and a number of areas that we think need to be improved in the law, and they are part of my testimony. So since the red light's on, and I'll be a good example for the others, let me just say that I do believe that as long as the federal government spends tax dollars to fund public education, there must be accountability for how those dollars are spent. Accountability means results, and results means that higher student achievement. And so we must define and lead education reforms with a limited federal role in supporting authentic, comprehensive state and local reform efforts. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Luna.